Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Well, isn't it a pleasant surprise that many people are experiencing overwhelming fears? And that's not to say that it is a good thing, but let's put the word on it and let's connect some other pieces, such as the scorpion and the snakes in the Bible being uh, indicative to a Scorpio energy. So the Scorpio energy is connected to Pluto. And here's a verse, the Pluto energy in the universe, which tells us that we are part of the universe because, if we follow any type of practice spiritually throughout our lives and as we grow up, what happens is that the inner power begins to take over where the outer power of things are showing us illusions, false realities appearing real, that fear. So here, Luke 10:19 says, I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. And we say it like we mean it. We say it to ourselves because in most cases we've been taught to pray externally against people. But what happened to us praying for ourselves and the issues that we have within ourselves, which cause us to stop our spiritual development. Our spiritual development is important because through our spiritual development, the truth becomes more documented within us, and the truth gives us freedom. The truth that we live from the outer circumstances is not always the real truth. The real truth is what the universe gives us in our individual walk. We are given a path. The path does not mean it's for everybody else to be on. Oftentimes, others become angry with us because we don't follow the way that they follow, but we're individuals. We're individuals that come to a place, a crossroad and conclusion that God has given us so that we can make a mark in our lives to change. Sometimes the challenges that our family members are going through or just change our own. So I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions. Again, it's often thought that these snakes and scorpions are outside of us, but if I haven't dealt with the inner part of me, then where is my power? And then where is my ability to see that I have been wrong about things as well? So some of those wrongs and some of those unconscious choices are coming up in side of us, inside of our minds. Some of the past failures are coming up, and it's making us feel as if we are going to experience the same thing again. But the way that we crush the head of the snake or the scorpion, that fear that comes when a scorpion shows up in our life, really on a physical level. I'm saying I got a picture of one, and I'm going to put it on Instagram. But anyway, what happens is that we're able to tread down that fear, that false reality, even within ourselves, by going here and reading the scripture or whatever practice of doctrine that you have in your life daily to put old consciousness out and bring in new consciousness. This is what you would do. You would practice this daily so that when the enemy comes to seek, steal, and destroy, fear would not have its way within you. You see, there's an external part of us that we deal with and internal. But I think that if most people think about where fear comes from, it first begins with a thought within them. You might be thinking that you weren't able to pay that bill off, so now it's going to go into collection. And, is that really the worst thing in the world when you have a universal God that is bigger than the bill. That's just a minute thing. There is a way over it. The number one way is the lesson, how you got the bill, and making, plans to see why you got into that situation, and not to put yourself in that situation again, through learning the lesson, how I got there, how do I get over, solving the problem. The problem is showing that you can create a solution, but you got to look beyond the problem. So the scorpion symbol is connected to the planet Pluto. The planet Pluto, when it's turning around, will bring fears because it's an old consciousness. It's been retrograde for about 6 months. I think it went into retrograde right around April. And so as it begins to turn around, people will begin to experience what they were experiencing 6 months ago, and also 18 months ago. And what that means is that you can go back and retract what was happening, and also begin to turn around your thoughts concerning what happened 6 months and 18 months ago. It could have been that you lost something, maybe a loved one, maybe you were sick with COVID during that time, and you're still experiencing fear from it, or fear is coming up like it's going to happen again. Pluto will bring that energy back to make sure that you have mastered it. Mastering meaning that you see that it's a false reality. That's not your reality now. And so you do not claim the reality from 6 months or 18 months ago. 18 months ago would be around April or May. And so you could track that back. So here is a little bit of information and the connection with Pluto's energy. Also, I'm having some classes that I'm starting on the 7th of October, and it's going to deal with the mysteries such as this here, intertwining psychology, the Bible and the scriptures, and astrology. Some of the connections we don't have. Someone, could be going through psychotic episodes right now, and it's because no one has really looked at their natal chart to see that psychotic mindset was there, because it's a part of Pisces energy, and it could have been thwarted off if we had been taught more in depth on medical astrology, and from the beginning of our lives, which was taken away. It's a secret practice that others use. I don't really think that it is a secret anymore, because a lot of astrologers are, giving us information on it. But we will be having some classes that's going to lead up into even why it was taken out of, practices. It gave others more power over the masses, and the masses, stayed in a position that sheep do. When you go into the 70 and 12, I was talking to my son, letting him know that's when you're breaking through the illusions. The 70 and the 12 that Jesus worked with were breaking through the illusions. And Jesus is really teaching us about the illusion of, the political leaders and the religious leaders, letting us know that they were the ones that actually, put a damper on his movement, because he was never a part of what they were doing. So you guys be blessed, and share and subscribe, and you can go to ifwbuilders@gmail.com to get in on the class that is starting Thursday the 7th. It's every Thursday for the next 7 weeks. And it's $25 a week, or $175 for the 7 classes. Okay, so you guys be blessed, and thank you again. Bye-bye.